You'd let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. That would be fantastic. I think it's just warming up. You get that blue circle of doom, don't you, where it's just trying to kick-start, but I think we're there. Good morning. If anybody's there, if you could let me know if you could hear me okay before I start talking, that would be absolutely fantastic. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lauren Giddins. I am the team lead for Sedgemoor Village Agents with the Community Council for Somerset, CCS. So lots of exciting things to talk about this morning. I think people are slowly joining. If you could just let me know if you can hear me and see me okay before I get down to some updates that are really, informational. Just wait to see if you can hear me, because I can see that people are watching, but I'm not sure that you can hear me. If you could let me know. Hi Lauren, I can hear you. Thanks Wendy, that's great. Good morning, how are you? Fingers crossed people will join when they're ready then. I will get started and let you know what we've been up to in Sedgemoor and in Somerset. Haven't the Talking Cafe live events gone well? Everybody who has done one has been absolutely fantastic. They have brought their personalities and each presented a completely different type of Talking Cafe live, but it's been really, really great to see and to hear from everybody across Somerset. So today you're back in Sedgemoor with me. Again, for those who don't know me, my name is Lauren. I am the team lead for Sedgemoor Agents in Somerset. So I'm going to get started first of all with some updates from some of our partner organisations that we work with. Part of what we do as agents is we work really closely with other organisations and other professionals so that we can bring you the latest information that you might need to hear. So top of my list this morning is Devon and Somerset Fire and Rescue Service have asked us to just give you a really polite reminder. They are not about stopping people from having fun. What they don't want is to be having to rescue you when that fun goes a little bit wrong. So they just want to reiterate to the audiences that are watching that they are attending a large volume of incidents involving barbecues, campfires, including fire pits, and also bonfires getting out of control. So as I say, they're not about stopping you from having fun, but please just make sure that you have taken every precaution to have fun safely. At the beginning of next week, they're going to send us a little bit more information that we'll be able to give you. There'll be a link available of their latest kind of campaign around this. But as I say, just please make sure that you are staying safe whilst having fun. The next people that I have had some contact with this week, really fantastic to hear from Somerset Libraries. Particularly the manager of Bridgewater Library has sent us a message to let us know what they're up to and to let us know that they're still out there. They're still ready to support people. They have managed to make a huge, fantastic, range of support services online so that you can still access them. So ideally, they would really love it if you could go and follow their Facebook groups to be able to see everything that they're offering. So that is Somerset Libraries Bridgewater. Or if you're not in Bridgewater, just Somerset Libraries UK. Pop that in the search box in Facebook and it will pop up and, as I say, let you know what they're offering in Somerset at the library service. So they have a huge range of free online resources that people can access. If you would like some support in accessing those, you can email the library service directly. You can probably find it on Google, but just for now it's librariesmail@somerset.gov.uk. Or you can give the library service a ring and you can ask for help in setting that up. So their telephone number is 0300 123 2224. As I say, reach out to the libraries. If you're feeling a little bit like you are missing going to the library, you might have attended one of their very popular sort of knit and natter groups or book reading clubs. If you think it would be helpful to get back into some of those resources, then please do reach out and ask the library. They are there to help. So specifically here in Sedgemoor, in Bridgewater, they have a library shared reading group which helps to connect people, helps them to feel good and to live well. New members are always welcome. You can contact the leader of that group who is, there's an email address which will pop up in the comments. It's Julie, GAU Kroger @thereader.org.uk. for details. It's all done online through emails at the moment, so if you have access to an email account and you would like to become a part of that Bridgwater Library shared reading group, then please do get in touch with the leader of that group and she will help connect you. The other thing which I thought was really interesting that the library service is offering is free online beginners computer courses. So if you have found yourself in this pandemic needing to very quickly learn how to use technology because perhaps you weren't connected before then, have a little look at these online courses. We'll put the link up. It's on somerset.gov.uk. They're free online courses which will help you to navigate the scary world that is technology to make sure that you are connected with all the resources that are available to you. For anyone who is visually impaired, Bridgwater Libraries have a really handy app for visually impaired people. So that is bridgwatertalkingnews.org.uk. Hopefully you can access that and that would be helpful. And the last thing that Somerset Libraries have made me aware that I didn't know was happening, but how fantastic. Free antenatal classes during lockdown. So there is an email address that you can contact to engage in those antenatal classes. How fantastic for expecting mothers who probably have limited contact now with their midwives and other health services, might not be able to attend the normal antenatal classes that they would have been offered. So they can access those through the email address, which is nourishbbbcannington@gmail.com. So lots and lots and lots of amazing things happening with the libraries there. Such an amazing thing for them to be able to very quickly go digital and offer all of their services online. I know it will be a fantastic to support those people in Sedgemoor who are looking for things to keep them busy. So I'm just checking that you can, my comments weren't scrolling, so I'm just going to quickly scroll down and make sure I haven't missed anything. Good morning, Marilyn Dodd, it's lovely to have you with us. Thank you, Hannah, for keeping up with all of my chat and all of those comments there. That's fantastic. If anybody has any questions about anything that the library can offer, please put them in the comments. If I don't know the answer, I will find out and I will get back to you later today via Facebook. So if there is anything that you would like to ask, please do let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to another offer which has been sent to me this week from Somerset Skills and Learning. So they wanted to let us know that they have widened the free community learning offer that they provide, and they have the following courses available for the residents of Somerset. You can go onto their website to find out if you'll be eligible, or I'll pick up the phone and ask them. So if anybody would be interested in any courses, I can let you know exactly which courses it is they're offering. I thought they were really appropriate for this week, which is Mental Health Awareness Week, if you weren't aware. They are offering a course in stress management. They are offering a course in anxiety, behaviour and coaching taster workshop. And also they're offering that in a 4-week course as well. So really fantastic offer if you are perhaps feeling like you want to, whilst you're at home, extend your learning, up your knowledge, find out a little bit more. Stress management would be fantastic for us in this current climate, learn how to manage some of that stress. So as I say, that's Somerset Skills and Learning. You can get in touch with them and they will be able to point you in the right direction of how you can access these courses. Any questions again about SSL, Somerset Skills and Learning, then do let me know in the comments and I can try and find out for you. So another thing that I wanted to make you aware of is that obviously in the current climate, bereavement is something that a lot of people in Somerset are dealing with, sadly. If you have been bereaved, either through COVID or through other means, and you are struggling with that bereavement and you think you would benefit from speaking to someone about that bereavement, please do reach out. The Somerset Bereavement Service is there to help. If you have been bereaved and you need emotional support or someone to talk to, you can call them on 0800 304 7412. That's open Monday to Saturday, 9 AM to 5 PM. Please do reach out and ask them for help if you are struggling. And the last thing that I was going to bring you in with regards to partner updates is Somerset County Council have just released an absolutely fantastic resource which has been posted on our Facebook pages, Talking Cafe and Community Council for Somerset today, but I will just go through it with you because I've seen it and it's fantastic. So it's the mental wellbeing life hacks for coping with COVID-19, and this is fantastic because it was tips written with young people for young people during the coronavirus pandemic. So if you are of a younger age bracket and you're watching this, or if you have teenage children or relatives that you are concerned about, they're not coping with the current climate, this might be a really good infographic to share with them because it's got some fantastic tips. So it's got, 1 to 10, and it goes through being kind to yourself and others. It talks about creating a safe space that you can retreat to when things get too much. It talks about the importance of building a daily routine and staying connected. It talks about how you can check in with your emotions if you are feeling like you are not perhaps coping. It talks about daily gratitude and how important that is for our well-being, and it talks about giving to others. It talks about branching out creatively, unplugging from technology every once in a while, and it also talks about remembering that this too shall pass. So that's a really fantastic resource. As I say, it's been posted in the comments and it's been posted on our social media today, and it's an absolutely fantastic resource to share with any younger people that might be finding things a little bit difficult at the moment. So before I move on from our partner updates, our organisations that we work closely with, is there any questions that anybody wants to ask? Is there anything that you are struggling with? We do ask that you don't post those personal, information in the comment section. But if you do want to reach out and ask for help, please do send us a message on the Talking Cafe Facebook page, and one of our agents will get back to you to give you some support. But if there are any general questions which you are wanting to ask, any information which you think would be helpful to get out on this live session, then please do let me know in the comments section and I will try my best to answer them. And as I said earlier, if I can't answer them today, I will find out and I will get back to you. So I am going to move on a little bit to talking a little bit about Mental Health Awareness Week and the importance of keeping active and the impact that has on our mental health and our well-being. So I'm just going to check, the comment section has gone very quiet. I'm just going to check that you can still hear me and that there are still people out there before I keep waffling on. Is everything okay? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I'll just wait to hear because it seems unusually quiet today, and perhaps everyone is just out enjoying the sunshine, or I know that we're having a really busy day here in Sedgemoor today. Our agents are all on the telephone system, and I have to say we are receiving a large amount of calls for support today. So I know a lot of my agents in Sedgemoor are really busy. We are also actively talking to people this week of people who perhaps are shielding and we haven't had any contact with yet. So we are just making contact with them to make sure that they are okay and that they do have the support they need. So as I say, really busy week for us this week. So it looks like you can hear me. Wendy Rudd, Marilyn Dodd, you've both said that you can hear me. And Jane Smith as well. Good morning, Jane. Nice to have you with us. So I will continue talking then. I'm sure that this live feed will be saved to our page, so if anybody wants to catch up later today, then that would be fantastic. So I'm going to talk a little bit, as I said, about keeping active and the importance that has on our mental health. Don't worry, I'm not going to recommend you run any marathons, because I'm certainly not running any marathons before COVID-19 or during COVID-19. But there are other ways that we can stay active which will encourage our good well-being and our good mental health. We all know, teaching Granny to suck eggs a little bit here, we know that physical activity is good for our body. We know that it's, good for our hearts. We know that it's good for improving our joints and our bones. I'm not sure that everybody knows that actually it's just as beneficial for our mental health and well-being. I think, I don't know whether it's a UK thing, but I think we often see exercise and activity as a form of punishment, as oh, I've eaten cake today, so I better go out and have a walk, and that isn't what activity should be about. It should be about the potential activity has to enhance our well-being. So even if a short burst of 10 minutes brisk walking is all that you can do, it is enough to increase our mental alertness, our energy and our positive mood. As I was saying, I think we really need to change the way we view physical activity. We need to not see it as something that we have to do or that we should do or we ought to do. It really should be something that we do because we personally value its positive benefits to our well-being, because we recognise that it is good for us, that it improves not only our physical state but our mental state as well. Being active doesn't have to mean that we are playing sport or we're going to the gym or, as I said, we're running marathons. It can be as simple as whatever it is that you can manage. There are lots and lots of different ways to be active. You just have to find the one way that works for you so that we can enjoy that moment where we're participating in moving our bodies. We know there have been plenty of studies available to show that physical activity has been shown to have a really positive impact on our mood. Don't know if you've noticed, but during this current climate, a lot of people's mood are starting to plummet a little bit. If they haven't already, I think it's this time when things are starting to get tough mentally for people. And I know personally that on the days where I'm particularly sedentary, I'm sat at my desk all day, then I sit to eat tea, and then I sit on the sofa. At the end of the day, I know that my mood is lower than what it would have been if I'd have taken time to have a quick 10-minute walk in my lunch break, to stand up and stretch, perhaps do some physical activity in the evening once the kids have gone to bed. I know that my mood is better when I've made time to do those things. And it's proven. There's a study which was done which asked people to rate their mood immediately after periods of exercise versus periods of inactivity. And researchers found that the participants felt more content, more awake and calmer after being physically active. So they also found that the effect of physical activity on mood was greatest when mood was initially low. So if you are feeling low at the moment because of the current situation perhaps it would be worth in trying to engage in just 10 minutes of activity a day and seeing if it affects your mood. Now, when I talk about 10 minutes of activity a day, and there are 10 people watching me, so together we could engage in some of the activity I'm talking about. If you are sat in a chair and you are watching this, if you're sat on the sofa and it's not available to you to get up and move around, you could simply include just a little bit of moving your arms each and every day. You know, every hour, think, have I moved at all? Have I stretched out my back? Have I lowered my shoulders? Have I moved my head at all? And these are all things that you can do sitting in your chair. If it's available to you, you can lift one leg at a time to get some of the blood moving in your legs. You could perhaps, if you've got good upper body strength, you could try just lifting yourself slightly off of the chair a couple of times an hour, just to get some of those muscles moving. But if it is available to you and you can, each and every hour that you are sat on the sofa, if you can get up from the sofa and you can move your body a little bit in whichever way feels best for you, put on a song, have a little dance. If you enjoy stretching and you're feeling tense, you can just move your muscles, and it will have such a big difference on the way that your body feels at the end of the day. There are so many people that are saying that they're feeling stiff, their muscles are uncomfortable, they feel sluggish, they feel like they've got no energy. See if it makes a difference today. Just remind yourself, set an alarm every hour, get up, do some exercise in the chair, Put a song on, have a dance, go outside, garden, have a little walk, ride your bike, whatever it is that's available to you. Give it a try and see if it makes a difference to the way you are feeling mentally as well as physically. So there are lots of ways that are available to us that we can access exercise. If you are online, I'm guessing you possibly have access to YouTube. There are lots of YouTube videos that are available for people to watch and to participate in some of the activity. Depends what you fancy. So I personally do a lot of yoga. There's a fantastic yoga instructor called Yoga with Adrienne, and she does a whole range of different yoga videos, right from beginners up to, you know, intermediate yogis. Perhaps give it a try. There are dance workouts on YouTube, there are walking workouts on YouTube, there are chair exercises on YouTube. So if you feel like you want to engage in some of that activity and we can't access gyms and classes, and, you know, even if it was a Keep Fit class at the local community centre, we know they're not happening at the moment, but there are other ways that we can engage in a little bit of physical activity just to get you moving. Locally, SASP are a fantastic organisation that support people with their physical health. They have lots and lots of different schemes happening locally. I had a quick flick through their social media last night, and they are doing so much, from recommending families build dens and do hopscotch and go on nature walks with a piece of paper and encourage the children to find objects that are a certain colour and then pop them on a chart when they get home. And that kind of activity, children won't even realise that they are exercising, but again, you know, it's important for them just as much as it is us. And also for the other scale, for the elder generation in our lives, it's really, really important that we encourage them through this period of isolation, that they keep moving, that they keep using the muscles that they have. Use it or lose it, that's what they say, isn't it? I used to work in a dementia care home for quite a long time, 10 years, and it always used to get people moving when you would say, you know, come on, up we get, you're going to use it or you're going to lose it, and they would be up walking. And on that note, actually, I found a really interesting study about dementia and exercise, and what that study showed was that physical activity was identified as a protective factor in studies that examined risk factors for dementia. And for people who have sadly already developed the disease, physical activity can help to delay further decline. What better reason than to encourage our loved ones, our relatives, our nans, our mothers, our father-in-laws to be active in whatever way is accessible to them. It's likely they're not going to be up doing a 30-minute HIIT routine, but can they have a little walk around the garden? Can they do some of these chair exercises? Can you encourage them, as I say, every hour to get up and just get their body moving, their blood circulating, their muscles working? It will hopefully in the long run mean that when we come out of this isolation period, we have a healthy bunch of loved ones and not people who are frail and suffering with ailments related to being sedentary. So if you are watching this and you are thinking, this is not accessible to me, I cannot exercise, my body hurts, I've got a disability, I am impaired in some way, let us know. If it is something that is troubling you and you are aware that moving about a little bit more might be helpful to you, but you don't know where to start, one of our agents can give you a ring. We could perhaps have a conversation about what could be accessible to you, what is out there that you might be able to engage with, what ways can you move your body to just make sure that you're looking after yourself as well as possible. As I say, let us know. We will give you a ring. We can have that conversation, non-judgmental, no pressure. We're not, as I say, we're not going to make you start running a marathon, but we do want you to just be aware of what your body needs and to do it with kindness. So I can see that Lucy T in the organisation, she says she's got up from her chair now. And it is sometimes a reminder, isn't it? I sometimes have been sat at my desk so long that I go to get up and I think, oh, that really hurts. I've been sat still for so long. So it's just that reminder. And as I say, if you forget to move, set an alarm on your phone. Or, you know, perhaps if it's available to you, set a reminder that every time you need to get up and go to the toilet, rather than just getting up, walking to the toilet and going and sitting back down again, why not walk around your house a little bit? Why not stand where you're supported, hold on to a surface and lift each leg a little bit, or, you know, do some walking on the spot, whatever it is that's available to you, just to make sure that your body's moving a little bit. So Wendy has asked a question here, which I think is going to be a very good one. Any motivation tips when feeling lazy? It is, you know, it's really hard, isn't it, when you are isolating, perhaps low in mood, feeling a little bit like, actually, I'd rather just curl up on the sofa and I'd rather watch Netflix and eat chocolate. There is a time for that, when that is just as good for our well-being as physical activity. I think with motivation, you've sometimes just got to rip the plaster off and make a start. Because once you start to move your body a little bit more, you will very quickly notice the positive effect that has on you. And that will hopefully motivate you to keep going and do a little bit more each day. Otherwise, I think it's quite an individual thing, motivation, and it's what gets you up and going. As I say, perhaps watching other people exercise on YouTube might give you a bit of get up and go. How about creating a Zoom call with some of your loved ones, your family, friends, putting on some music and all having a little bit of a dance around together? That might motivate you. Now that it's a little bit more available to us to have some exercise outside, if it is safe to do so and you are not shielding, how about going for a little walk, perhaps a little bit further than you have been? Of course, the government guidelines now states that you can take outside exercise with one other person as long as you're 2 meters apart. So can you walk the dogs with a neighbour as long as you're, you know, respecting that 2 meters? Whatever it is that's going to get you excited and willing to do, go with it. If you're a runner, run. If you prefer riding a bike, get out and ride your bike. Whatever it is, it's so individual. I could never go out and run a marathon, but I could quite happily dance for an hour, or I could do yoga for an hour. You're never going to get me doing a marathon, that's for certain. I think it's so individual what works for us. So I'm just going to check through my notes to make sure that I have mentioned anything. I spoke a little bit about bike riding then, and I found a really fantastic resource if you are somebody that likes riding a bike. There's a really great website called Let's Ride UK, and it has over 1,000 free British cycling routes for you to choose from. So if you enjoy getting out and about, perhaps you're a family with children and they enjoy riding their bikes, make that part of your daily routine. Get out for half an hour. And I love riding a bike with family because you can get a little bit further, you can explore a bit more, you can get to places that perhaps just walking it would take you a little longer. And I think if all of this is sounding like, oh, can't do it, exercise, no thank you, not for me, I'm quite happy sat in my chair, how about staying active in other ways? Are you keeping your brain active? Are you being engaged in some activities? I found a really fantastic resource last night. Locally, Age UK Somerset they've started a scheme and it's called Balls for Boredom. And it is a scheme which is donating free wool to knitters over the age of 60 in Somerset. So if you are someone who likes to craft and likes to knit, perhaps that would be more accessible to you than exercise, and it would still be a fantastic way to keep yourself a little bit active while sitting in the chair. Lucy Tobias, she says she had a dance to Lionel this morning, and she loves it, the idea of a living room dance off. I must say, at the end of my working day at the moment, I go into the kitchen to cook tea and I put music on and I just make sure that I move my body and I stretch out the bits that are sore, and I just have 10 minutes just to kind of get some stress out and get the endorphins pumping a little bit, and I'm much more ready to then go back out, deliver the tea to the children, and get them ready for bed for the evening. So one of the other things that's available if you are not able to physically exercise but you want to stay active is North Petherton Library, so that's quite local to me. They are doing, starting from today, a jigsaw swap. So outside of the library on Mondays and Thursdays, 10 till 12, you can go and you can pick up a puzzle for yourself or perhaps for a neighbour who you know is isolating. All that sort of stuff, puzzles, crafting, crosswords, word searches, Sudoku, they're all going to help to keep people, and when I say active, I mean mentally active. You know, it's just as important as how we move our bodies, how we engage our brains and keep them ticking over nicely. So I'm just going to thank you, Lucy Tobias, for putting that link in for Let's Ride. Hopefully somebody might find that useful. So Lucy from Centre for Sustainable Energy, she says she's learning a lot about what's available from watching the Talking Cafe. So I'm really, really happy to hear that, Lucy. You know, what we are bringing to you is all the knowledge that we have stored up here as agents. We are walking encyclopedias, and we make it our business to know what is available locally and what people can access, and we then get that information out to people. We are getting that information out to people on the phone, but we are also doing it through this means now as well, which is accessible to a larger amount of people, different demographic of people, and hopefully is being shared far and wide. So I think that's all I have got to say today. If there are any questions, please do let me know in the comments section. If anybody is watching this and they are feeling low, they have something that they are struggling with, they need some help, then please do reach out. You can send a message directly to the Talking Cafe Facebook page and one of our agents will get back to you. You can also give us a ring. I'm sure our telephone number and our website will be pinned in the comments so that you can access us in whatever way is accessible to you. But please do reach out and let us know that you're struggling. There are lots of solutions that we could perhaps give you, ideas of things that could help you in this situation. So please don't suffer in silence. Please do put your hand up and just say, I need some help, and we'll be there for you. So I think the comment section has gone quiet, so I will say goodbye to you all, and I will perhaps see you again next week. We are here every day. We have got, I think it's Wendy Rudd hosting the Talking Cafe tomorrow for South Somerset. So best of luck if that is right, Wendy, and you are hosting. I'm sure you will be fantastic. And as I say, I'm sure I'll be back next Thursday to talk to you about something else that might be useful for you. Thanks all for joining me this morning. It's been great to talk to you. Take care. Bye bye.